All right, so we're diving in again today, and this time I thought we could take a look at this really neat children's book I found called Lefa's Bath.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, you know it.
I do, yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yeah, it's adorable and the art is fantastic, but also what I thought was really cool is just the whole concept behind how it's made and shared.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's kind of tied into this bigger idea of making sure every kid has access to books.
Right.
So we've got some excerpts from the book itself to look at, and then we can also dig into some of the copyright information and kind of how it's being licensed and distributed.
Okay.
Because the goal with this one is like they really want every kid to like own 100 books by the time they're 5 years old.
Wow, that's a lot of books.
It is a lot of books.
That's ambitious.
It is ambitious.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see kind of how they're tackling that.
Yeah.
So maybe the best place to start is with the main character, Lefa. Like, who is this little girl? Yeah, so one of the things that I noticed right away about Lefa is that they don't really give a lot of specifics about her background.
Like her race or anything like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Huh.
her race or her culture or anything. And I think that that's really intentional.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because it lets any child who's reading the book really see themselves in Lefa.
Right.
You know, they can imagine that they're Lefa, and that just makes the story that much more powerful for them.
Yeah, especially for young readers. I feel like that connection is so huge.
Absolutely.
So Lefa's in the bath, and the big question of the story is, where does the bath water go?
Yeah.
Which I remember, like, as a kid, I used to wonder that all the time.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's such a classic question.
But it's so smart because it's like this little kid just kind of like naturally engaging with science,
Yeah.
without even realizing it.
Right. It's like the water cycle, disguised as a simple bath time story.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
So this book, it wasn't like a, normal publishing house kind of thing.
Right.
Tell me about Book Dash, because they're the ones behind this.
Yeah, so Book Dash is this really amazing organization based in Africa, and it's completely volunteer run.
Wow.
And their whole mission is to create these high-quality children's books, but make them completely free.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so they get all these like professional writers and illustrators and designers to come together and like donate their time and skills.
Oh, yeah.
And they just create these amazing books and then release them for free.
That's so different from how most books get
Yeah,
made.
yeah, it's a completely different model.
Yeah.
And I think it's really inspiring because it shows that you don't have to follow the traditional publishing route to get books into the hands of kids who need them.
Yeah. I mean, traditional publishing has so many costs involved.
Right.
And that limits who can even, like, access those books in the first place.
Exactly. And Book Dash just like cuts through all of that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're using professional creators, it means that the books are still top-notch quality.
Right. It's not like a compromise at all.
Ex
So let's get into the sharing part, because I know they have a very specific license for Lefa's Bath.
Yeah.
It's a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license.
Right.
Which sounds very official.
Yeah, it sounds a little intimidating, but it's actually not that complicated.
Okay.
Basically, it means that anyone can take Lefa's Bath, and they can share it, they can adapt it, they can even use it to create something new that they sell.
Really?
But they have to give credit to the original creators.
Okay.
So you could have like Lefa's Bath coloring books, or you could have a stage play based on Lefa's Bath, or you could even make like a Lefa's Bath musical.
Oh.
And it would all be totally allowed as long as you're giving credit to the original folks who made the book.
So it's almost like they're encouraging people to like build on the book
Yeah.
and take it and make it even more accessible.
Exactly. It's all about expanding the reach and making sure that as many kids as possible can experience the story.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and it totally makes sense when you think about their overall goal. If they want every child to have 100 books, they can't be too restrictive about how those books are used.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this open licensing thing is really key to that.
So speaking of making things accessible, we also found Lefa's Bath on this website called Free Kids Books.
Oh, yeah. Free Kids Books is fantastic.
Have you been on that site?
I have, yeah. It's like this huge online library.
Yeah.
And it's all free access.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just book after book after book, and you can just download them and read them, and it's incredible.
It's such a great resource.
It is, and it really goes hand in hand with what Book Dash is doing.
Right.
Because it's all about removing those barriers, those financial barriers that prevent kids from having access to books.
It's interesting because this whole thing with Lefa's Bath, it's so much more than just like a cute children's book.
Right.
It's like part of this bigger movement about access to education and thinking outside the box about how to get books into kids' hands.
Absolutely. I think what Book Dash and Free Kids Books are doing is really innovative. They're challenging the traditional publishing model, and they're coming up with these really creative ways to promote literacy.
Yeah.
And Lefa's Bath, with its simple story and its open licensing, it's just like a perfect example of that.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what could happen if this approach really took off?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
how many more kids would have access to books and to education?
Yeah, it's a really exciting thought.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
Well, this was really cool.
I'm glad we could dive into this one.
Yeah, thanks for breaking it all down for us.
Of course, my pleasure.
This was great.
It was fun.
All right, we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good.